Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's fun review video, we'll be taking a look at the Academy 1/48 scale Decals Mirage III. This kit is actually based on the plastic parts that were released by Fujimi in 1968. As such, it's actually a 1/50th scale kit, even though the box says 1/48 scale. This is Academy kit number 1622, and my particular boxing hails from 1996. In this video, I'll give a little bit of the history of the Mirage III. We'll go through the kit instructions, and we'll talk about any problem areas to watch out for during the construction phase of the build. We'll look at the detailing on the small parts that make up the landing gear and the engine and the interior of the kit. We'll look at the exterior surface detailing, and we'll talk about the fit of the major parts of the kit. We'll take a look at the clear parts, and we'll talk about the fit and the clarity of those. We'll also look at the marking options that are included in the kit, and we'll talk about the quality of the decals themselves. If you like in-depth model kit reviews and model building technique videos, please consider becoming a member. Depending on the level of membership, members get perks like early access to new videos, bonus content, etc. Your support is very much appreciated, and it will help me to continue to make great model making content on this channel. Looking at the history of the Mirage III, the delta-winged Decals Mirage III can be found in many air forces throughout the world. This popular French fighter was first flown in 1956 and became operational with the French Armée de l'Air in the early 1960s. The Mirage's first combat experience came during the Middle East War of 1967, where the Israeli pilots demonstrated their superb flying skills in maneuvering the Mirages to a high-scoring victory. The proven combat ability of the Mirage quickly led to foreign sales, and the French fighter soon found itself in markings of 10 different countries. As popular as it was from a commercial standpoint, the Mirage does suffer from some rather severe limitations. The design was developed during an era when the highest speed attainable was the main objective, to the detriment of maneuverability. The Mirage III C is fast, but it requires a rather long runway, especially if a heavy weapons load is on board. In a tight turn, the delta wing causes the speed to drop severely, but an experienced pilot can use this to his advantage and force his enemy to overshoot. The Mirage III C is powered by an afterburning Snecma ATAR 9 engine, giving a maximum thrust of 13,225 pounds and a top speed of 1,460 miles an hour at 39,000 feet. Armament on the Mirage III consisted of two 30mm cannons, as well as a single Matra R511, Nord AA-20, or Matra R530 air-to-air missile under the fuselage, and two AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles under the wings. Looking at the kit instructions, in step 1, we are building up the cockpit assembly. We're also attaching the nose wheel to the gear bay, and we're assembling the engine air intakes. The cockpit itself is very basic. I added some seat belts and some ejector seat pull cables to enhance the detail on the interior, but it is still on the basic side. You're not really going to overcome this unless you use some resin aftermarket parts. Looking at the front landing gear leg, this is a single piece. Unfortunately, it has some flash all the way around it, so this part's going to take some careful cleanup. The air intakes themselves assemble pretty easily. In step 2, we're attaching the air intakes to the fuselage sides. We're also installing the interior and the nose gear between the fuselage halves, and then we're closing the fuselage halves and adding the exhaust nozzle. I was able to join the fuselage halves together rather cleanly around the interior. The engine exhaust also fits fairly well to the fuselage. However, the engine air intakes do not fit very well to the fuselage contour for those, and these are going to need a significant amount of cleanup to get a clean join between the intakes and the fuselage sides. Though it's not very clear in the instructions, you are supposed to add some nose weight to the kit to keep it from tail sitting. although it does not give you a weight figure on how much to add. In step 3, we're adding the lower wing to the underside of the fuselage, and then we're adding the upper wings to that. We're also adding some more detail to the interior, and we're adding the clear parts to the aircraft. I was able to get a very nice join between the upper wings and the fuselage sides. However, the fit between the lower wing insert and the upper wings leaves a significant gap all the way around the lower wing section, and this will definitely need to be addressed with putty or some sort of filler if you want to eliminate that seam. The clear parts themselves seem to fit fairly well. They're a little bit on the thick side, but they're relatively clear, and the framing on them is well defined enough that I think you should get a good result on the finished kit. In step 4, we're adding the landing gear and the gear doors to the aircraft. There's a small insert on step 4 that shows the angle and how the gear doors should attach. I think that should be helpful. The detail on the main wheels themselves looks to be sufficient. The main landing gear legs look to be on the very simplistic side. And I had to add block-off plates in all of the wheel well areas, since these simply opened into the interior of the fuselage. In step 5, we're building the ordnance that goes underneath the aircraft. These parts actually look fairly cleanly molded, and I don't think you should have any issues with this step of construction. In step 6, we are adding the ordnance to the underside of the aircraft, and this completes the construction phase of the build. Looking at the color and marking guides, there is one decal option included in this kit, and that is for an Academy Mirage III in the natural metal finish. I do think this is an attractive color scheme, although the natural metal finishes can be a little bit difficult. Looking at the decals themselves, these actually look to be in register, they look to be opaque, and while they have the main markings for the exterior of the aircraft, they don't have any stencil markings included with them. Even though this is an older kit, they look to be in good condition, and time will tell how they work on the finished kit. Looking at the surface detail on the exterior of the kit, surprisingly for a kit of its age, it has finely engraved panel lines and finely engraved rivet detail over most of the exterior of the kit. If we look at the fit of the major parts, it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of the parts fit very well, and other parts simply do not. I think you should be able to get a fairly decent result with this kit, but you're going to have to work at it, and this won't be a putty-free build. How does this Mirage kit compare with the newer 1/48 scale Mirage kits from Eduard? To put it simply, it doesn't really compare on equal terms with the Eduard products, which are a much newer design. The Eduard Mirage features a much higher level of detail. They're also more parts heavy. It has more comprehensive decals. The surface finish is more refined. The fit of the parts overall is going to be better throughout. And if you're a serious modeler looking to get the best result you can, I would highly recommend the Eduard Mirage. I think this Academy kit would be more appropriate for newer modelers or older modelers getting back into the hobby, or modelers who just don't want to deal with the high parts count and tiny parts that are included in the newer kits. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think. If there are any Mirage 3 fans out there, please let me know in the comment section below. In closing, I just wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to all of my subscribers and members on this channel and people who participate in the comment section of the videos. Your support is much appreciated, and I could not do this without you guys. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.